everyone, my name is Jenna, but you guys can call me Jen, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to the start of yet another weekend vlog. Hi, hello. It is officially Friday night. I have dinner in the air fryer getting ready, and I have a D&D game in half hour, just under. It is my last D&D game as Serendipity, my barbarian furbolg, and everything is gonna go terribly. I just know it, but that's okay. It is sort of another weekend. Hi. I don't really have a whole lot to update you on as we walk into this weekend. I know one thing I'm gonna be reading. What did I do with it? Oh, it's still in my room. It is the Miss Percy's Pocket Guide book. I'm going to be hopefully finishing that one up. And I do have to read this lovely book here in its entirety before Sunday, because this is my book club pick and I'm only 100 pages in. So I need to get cracking on this at some point. But other than that, we're gonna see what I end up doing. I would really like to possibly dive into one of these bad boys if I have the time, but because I have those two books on the go and I haven't been in a really big reading mood and it's NaNoWriMo, I have very low hopes of getting to either one of those. We shall see. And it is also NaNoWriMo, so I'm gonna be doing a lot of writing this weekend. I have my regular live stream tomorrow. I don't know when I'm gonna get my words in today, but we'll see, probably after the game. Hopefully it doesn't go too late so that I can get my shit together and get my words down. But yeah, we're going to have an entertaining Friday night. One last hurrah for my girl, Serendipity Ashbreeze. It's not gonna focus on her, is it? My little furbolg, barbarian. Anyways, I got an order of books in today. Actually, 3 of my pre-orders came in all at once, but I got the novella, Even Though I Knew the End, by C.L. Polk, which I am low-key wanting to read, so I might read this one this weekend too. And it's a novella, so it'll go really quick. I got that one, and I got my pre-order for The World We Make by N.K. Jemisin, which is the second to The City We Became, which is finally out. And I got The Nine Eyes of Lucian, which is the Molly Mock / Lucian Critical Role book that I am so excited about. And I don't have it in alphabetical order on my shelf, I just have it next to the other Critical Role book because I think that looks better. But it was a good day for book deliveries. I got all 3 different pre-order notifications that they were all coming in, and I was like, oh my god, now I'm just gonna have so many books all at once. And I do, and now they're in my shelves and I love it. But anyways, that's what's up. That's what's happening this weekend. I'm excited. We're gonna get some more reading in than I have been in the past couple weekends, and of course some writing. But I'm gonna see if I can try balance the writing and reading lifestyle of myself, because I have in the past little bit just been consumed by writing and I haven't been balancing my life very well. So I need to do that and just get my words down in a speedy, concise manner and then relax a little bit, because I did that the other day actually. I think it was Wednesday night, but I had the ability to get my words down really quickly. It was like 9:30, 10 when I was done, and I was like, oh, I can do other things now. I don't have to write till 1 a.m. That's a bonus, truly. I'm gonna go do something different with my hair. I don't know what's happening to it, and wait for dinner to be done, but I will update you a little later. Hello friends, happy Saturday. I'm back home from my lesson. I actually ended up going to Indigo after, as you guys saw, went to the bookstore. Incredible. I'm looking like a hot mess today. Yikes. I know I didn't look like that when I left the house. What happened? I picked up 2 books and a new mug. I picked up this Be Careful or You Might End Up in My Novel mug, which is a great shape and size. Amazing. But I saw it and I was like, that's really funny. I'm gonna get that because it's NaNoWriMo month. So that'll be my official NaNoWriMo mug. Went specifically to look to see if they had released Bloodmarked early, which is the sequel to Legendborn. They hadn't. And I also went to see if they had any of the new Vox Machina graphic novel. Also didn't have any of that. So I just kind of roamed, and then I remembered that I saw this really cute Christmas romance that I kind of wanted to get my hands on because it's queer and it's like, I don't know, it's got like the holiday vibes. But I picked up The Holiday Trap by Rowan Parrish. So hopefully that'll be a good Christmassy, holiday-y novel to read around Christmas this year. So I have that. And then as I was leaving, I saw Night of the Raven and Dawn of the Dove by Rati Mehrotra. I need to take the sticker off. And this is very intriguing to me and I needed to get my hands on it. So the fact that it was $20, pretty great for a hardcover. But now I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna try and get through as much of When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill as I can before my live stream at 1:30, where I'm gonna get all my nano words in for the day, and then I'm gonna just relax for the rest of the day and do whatever the hell I want. But we're gonna have to deal with this, I think, because this is just awful. What is happening to my hair? It knows that winter is coming, and winter is almost here because it's actually kind of cold out today. We're supposed to get snow tomorrow, so who knows what's gonna happen. But anyways, yeah, that's kind of the update of the day. That's what's happening. That's what's going on. I'll update you later. Hello friends, it is now a little bit later. I just finished my live stream. Went so good, got so many words down. I am now sitting at, where's my word count? 13,825 for NaNoWriMo now. Did great today, exceptional, we love it. It made me realize how much I enjoy writing familial scenes when it's cozy, atmospheric. I don't know, I introduced one of my character's brothers into this, Kier's brothers, and it was just, I don't know, it's set in such a lovely, dark atmosphere because it's literally at like 2, 3 in the morning when Kier comes home from being an amazing bard and finds one of her brothers still in his workshop and the other one comes in as well, and it's like the whole family's kind of like a night owl vibe, except for their father who's already asleep. But it's just this like cozy familial moment. And I don't know, I loved it. I loved writing it. It was a good time. Yeah, I got about 2,600 words down today, killing the game. Before that, I ended up reading what page is this? 217 of When Women Were Dragons, and I'm gonna finish this up now. I don't know how long I have left. I think I have 5 hours left in the audiobook without speeding it up. Kobo doesn't tell me how long it is when I have it sped up, so 5 hours at 2.75 speed, so I'll be done in a couple hours, not even. Everything will be great and dandy, but yeah, I'm gonna do that. Later I'm gonna cook some dinner, planning on a rice dish, very excited about it. Got my bacon ready to go, very pumped. But yeah, I'm gonna update my nano site, and then later I'm going to keep kind of fiddling around on Procreate. I've been trying to do, I don't know if you've seen my previous vlog, but I mentioned that I was trying to essentially mock up a cover for a second story, just for funsies. I don't know if that'll be like the actual cover, unless I really, really like it and I'm like, you know, get good enough at art that I can make my own cover. That'd be really great. Great use of my time and saving my money. But I also want to like actually have a very specific style to it. So it's taking me a long time to figure myself out, and I ended up finding this wonderful YouTuber, oh I can't remember his name, but I found a video of his and a brush set that he had made that I was immediately like, that's the look I want. So I bought the brush set and I've been playing with it and like working with it. So it's something that I've been kind of doing now when I have a little bit of downtime. I just like put something on TV and I just mess around on Procreate for a while and like see if I can finagle some kind of an art piece out of this. If anything, this is gonna teach me a lot of stuff about art in Procreate. Doesn't matter if I have a cover at the end of it or not, because I would really love to hire somebody to be my cover artist, but I just want to kind of try. And I can't actively hire someone right now because I need to have a like final-ish draft for page count wise. Like I can't do it now and then accidentally add 10,000 words accidentally, or like go back in and like add a bunch of thousands of words, because that affects the page count, which affects the cover dimensions, which then affects the cover art dimensions. You know what I mean? So I need to get into a place where I can kind of settle on page count, and then I can get the cover underway if my endeavors don't work out. We'll find out. But that's kind of the update of the day for creativity wise. I'm really enjoying When Women Were Dragons. I know I jump around a lot when I do these vlogs. I do apologize, but this is where my brain goes. It is making me physically mad in many spaces, not because the book is bad, but because of the people in the book. Men are just garbage. And this, like, the time that this book is set is in the late 50s, 60s, right? The patriarchy and the way that people are just pushing women down, putting them into a corner, and just being like, here, let me set you up what I deem is enough money and means, and you can live your quiet little life in this corner, not bothering me. Oh, angry. I'm so mad at the father in this book. I physically want to leap into the pages and kill him with my bare hands. Like, he's just a garbage human being, and I hate it. I hate it so much. But this whole book is so realistic, minus the dragoning, of course, but just for the rage that is coursing through my body at this moment. But yeah, enjoying this a lot. I think it's a good book, and we'll see my thoughts at the end and my ratings at the end. But yeah, that is my Saturday so far. Yeah, I'm gonna call it here, and I'll update you when I'm done When Women Were Dragons. Hello friends. It is now a little later. It's about 8:40, and I finished When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. I don't know how to wrap my mind around these thoughts that I'm having right now, because I really enjoyed this book, but I have so many issues and so many questions with it. Like, if you've read this book, do you agree with me that the metaphor of the dragons is incredibly messy? It feels so solid and so clear at the beginning of the book, but by the end I'm like, what are these people supposed, is it a symbol of queerness? Is it a symbol of just womanhood and sexuality? Also, it like toes the line of wanting to include trans people, but it doesn't go full throttle and include them. It mentions like one or two happenings of men dragoning, and the fact that it is an entirely biological thing. And it also is like, we're gonna just eliminate the aspect of choice on this. So I'm like, okay, does the fact that it's not necessarily all women include the fact that it can be some trans men who dragon? Or are there trans women who dragon? I want to know, Kelly Barnhill, why didn't you include that? Also, what about non-binary people? I know this was set in the 50s and 60s. I know that that necessarily wasn't as big of a conversation, but the fact that it was written in 2022, can be included. There are dragons in this book. Like, also, what the fuck is with the dragons being able to go to space? That was such a weird detail that totally took me out of the story. Didn't like that at all. Like, this book is so weird. I wrote all my thoughts in the back because I had to sit and like decode my shit for a second. Vibe and idea, really liked this book. Such a solid book with like the story of sisterhood in it. And I like the story of Alex and Beatrice ripped me apart totally, entirely. Hate their father so fucking much. And I love their aunt, though she did choose to leave in the beginning, which I always take issues with abandonment for kids, because like, you don't abandon your kids, you just don't do that. I take issue with it toed the line of racial commentary, even though this was not about race and it was about women, specifically women being dragons, and I guess the occasional men. But like, at one point there was a touch on inclusion of segregation, and I was like, oh no, are we going there, Kelly Barnhill? But we didn't go there fully. It was just, it toed the line. And then the inclusion of like how the dragons in this world are treated like completely animalistic and totally taboo, and you were just not to mention them and totally ignore them. But then also the treatment of women at this time, in general, the women who stayed as women and didn't dragon, was absolutely abhorrent too, because patriarchy. It's gonna be an interesting chat tomorrow, because like, this book was good and it was well written and it was well constructed, but I take issue with the dragon aspect of it because the metaphor is messy. It's messy. It's not a clear, concise thing. Like, it feels like it was something that Kelly wanted to include, but didn't know how to completely clarify and solidify 100% this is what's going on, and this is what I'm tying it back to. It felt almost like a third draft of an idea, but not a final draft of the idea, if you get my feeling. Like, and I understand it might be messy on, I don't want to say on purpose, but like you could look at it as like it's a messy metaphor because women's sexuality or queerness or womanhood, I don't know which one it is leaning to, is messy and it's not a perfect issue. So you could lean into that. I'm confused. I'm intrigued to hear what my friends think. The beginning, the first half was great. Really enjoyed it. Really liked Alex's story, and I really liked Beatrice's story. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna probably have to wait until after book club tomorrow to really bring my thoughts around. It had so much potential to be a 5-star, and at the beginning I thought it was a 5-star, which is why I originally bought this book, because I picked it up from the library first, and it was one of those books that I was like, I want to annotate this. This is gonna be a great book. This is gonna be like a new 5-star of the year. And then I got past the second half, or like I got into the second half, and it kind of faded to a 4-star. And now I don't know where it is. I don't know where it is. So I'm gonna have to let it sit and think. I'm gonna have to let it percolate. And now I'm just hanging out. So that's what I'm gonna do for a little bit. I've been watching people react to Taylor Swift albums like since I started making dinner. I'm specifically on the HT Hayes channel with Troy. I don't know. He is so funny. I got him on like a Midnight's 3 a.m. reaction, and I was laughing so hard. So now I've just been watching all of his reactions. I watched his reaction to Harry's House, and then Red, and then the All Too Well stuff, and now I'm watching Evermore. So that's been my Saturday. It's been a productive, it feels like Sunday today, which is an incredibly unpleasant feeling, because Sundays by this time of night, I'm like sad. Because it's the end of the weekend. But it's not. It's only Saturday. I'm gonna get back to it. I think I'm gonna go clean my kitchen because I haven't cleaned it from dinner. And then I'm gonna start on my Procreate shit again. I think. I have the urge to draw. I'll chat with you guys later. One book down. First book of November too. We love it. Hello friends. Happy Sunday. I am here. Freshly washed. My place has been vacuumed and cleaned. I feel like a new person. It is gloomy as hell outside. We are expecting snow today. I am here. Yeah, that's really my update for the day. It's the start of the day. It's not really the start of the day. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but I feel productive. My friends are gonna be here probably at 1:30, and that's when we will start talking about When Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill. My opinions from last night still have not changed. I have not yet put it through Copile, which I think I'm gonna do now just so I have like a prelim number. And then after my chat with my friends, I'll see what I end up like if I change my mind on my rating. After book club, I am going over to Mom and Dad's because it was Dad's birthday on Friday, so we're gonna celebrate tonight. I have a cookbook for him actually that I have to kind of wrap up with whatever I have in my apartment. I don't actually know what I have in my apartment to wrap things up with, but I think I have tissue paper somewhere. Other than that, it's already Sunday. Hate that for me. When I get home, I'm gonna try and see if I can read more of Miss Percy's, because I really would like to also get a move on my proper fall TBR, but the Cozy Fantasy vlog is kind of in the middle of that. And it's getting a little bit in the way, but that's all right, because it's all Cozy Fantasy, so I love it. But I feel like my reading has really just taken a complete standstill in the past couple weeks. So it's nice that I finally did finish a book, When Women Were Dragons, because I've also had that one on my TBR for a long time. And also on my currently reading for a long time, because I started that one back in the summer, I think. I made it the book club book so that I could finish it. It was my devious plan to make myself read it. I did want to read it, but it was one of those things where I was just like, oh, I'll get to it eventually, which I have a couple books like that, and I'm planning on doing something with that this December. I think I have currently 3 books. 2 books at least. I'm like partway through, but have not picked up in months. So I should really get those off of my currently reading list, but I think I'm gonna do that in December. I have plans for reading in December that are more chill, but also a chill way of me trying to get through my TBR, as in like what I've said I was gonna read this year but never got around to. We'll see how that works out. We'll see how that truly works out, because I don't think there's any books coming out in December that I've pre-ordered. I think that's the only month this year that I haven't pre-ordered anything. So all my pre-orders for 2022 are already here and ready to be read. So that'll give me time to kind of catch up in December and see how many books I can read off my physical TBR and see how many at the end of the year there still are on my physical TBR after a year of hauling and reading, etc, etc, etc. So anyways, I'm gonna just kind of chill here for a bit until my friends arrive. Anyways, I'll chat with you later. Hello friends, it is now a whole lot later in the day. I am home. I don't know if you can hear the wind right now. We are receiving such a terrible snowstorm right now. I hate it. I had to drive home in snow, blowing snow. It was disgusting. And the kind of snow that's like, it's 0 degrees right now, so Celsius. So we are like on the cusp of the snow sticking and also melting at the same time. So it's the most disgusting road conditions. I hate it so much. Awful drive home. But at least dinner was pretty good. Dad really liked his cookbook. But yeah, I'm home now. I got in some words for my nano count. Not quite all of them. It was my first day of not hitting word count. But I did hit the NaNoWriMo word count. And I'm still ahead of where I need to be, even with my 70,000 word challenge. So I'm sitting pretty. My brain just doesn't want to write right now. All I want to do is sit here and fuck around on Procreate. So that's what I'm going to do. I wanted to also read today, but I just didn't. So yet again, we've only finished one book in a weekend. And this one's just gonna get carried over into the week, which is the Miss Percy's one. I also think I want to start Babel or Ordinary Monsters, one of those two, because those are both very November feeling books to me. So I definitely want to get to them very soon. But I think I'm gonna start one of the two this week sometime, because I feel like I've read so many cozy fantasies now, so many, it's been a couple, back to back, that I'm like, I need something a little bit more spicy. So we're gonna go with historical fantasy or dark academia. So one of those two I'm going to start. But yeah, that's kind of what's up. That's what's happening. I'm going to just chill out now and do nothing for the rest of this evening here. I don't know when I'm going to go to bed, but it'll be at some point. It's been a good day. Book club was great. Had a great time. Had 2 of my friends here, and then we had the 3rd friend Skype in. She doesn't live in the province anymore. Chatted about When Women Were Dragons. I still don't have a rating for it, and I'm still angry about a couple things that I mentioned previously in this video, but I think overall it's a good book, and my friend kind of hit it on the nose. It's like a, what did she call it? It's like baby's first feminism book, which I thought was really funny, because it really is. It's like, it hits you over the head with feminism so much, and it's just such a exhausting narrative to go through when you're reading about women being oppressed. So it was an exhausting book, but it was also good. And I think it could have used a little bit more polishing in the metaphor front to really get it there. My friend SJ was talking about a review that she read on Goodreads saying that this was such a white, what was it, second wave feminism? White feminism narrative book, which is very, very true. Like, Kelly Barnhill herself is a white woman, and she definitely stayed in her lane this entire time. But I wish this book had done more. I wish this book had been set into in the 2010s or 2020s or something, like now. And I wish that it had been more progressive, more inclusive, everything, because it was just such a white book. There was very little people of color, if any, not at all. I don't actually think there was one single person of color mentioned in the book. I wish that it had done more. I wish it had pushed further and just brought in trans people and brought in non-binary people and brought in people of color.
just in general, because it just felt so white, and we know that feminism itself is built on the backs of people of color, so like the white feminism sucks, and it just, yeah, so I don't think it was like preaching the same thing that like second wave feminism was, but yeah, this book wasn't perfect and definitely could have used a little bit more something to make it better and make it hit harder, because this was just like, I think it could have been more subtle, to be honest, because very much not subtle. As for now, I'm gonna call it here. I'll chat with you a little later.
Hello friends, happy Monday. I am home from teaching. I'm so tired. Good Lord, today's been a long day. Hello, I'm here to close out the vlog. We had a weekend. We did, it was the weekend. This weekend I ended up finishing When Women Were Dragons, which was my book club pick for the month for my book club with me and my friends, and that's all I did. I did write a lot. I did a lot of nano stuff, relaxed. It was a good weekend, I guess. Nothing else really happened. I hope you had a good time watching this kind of low-key video. I hope you enjoyed it at least. And I hope you are enjoying the beginning of your Novembers. I put Women Were Dragons by Kelly Barnhill through Cowpile this morning, and it is a 3.5 star for me, which is a little disappointing, I'm not gonna lie, because it started off as a 5-star and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna love this book so much, and then it just kind of kept going downhill for me. But that's not to say this is a bad book. I think if you are interested in it at all, please pick it up because it is a good read. My friends did echo the fact that it was kind of an exhausting narrative because it is just women being oppressed. But other than that, it's not bad. The sister relationship in here is great. I really enjoyed their story. It is a really cool concept, so it just wasn't perfect, you know? Anyways, first read of November down. I've officially got one book read and one book DNF'd in November because I DNF'd The Dragons of Autumn Twilight a little while ago. I decided officially at the beginning of November to just DNF it, so it's on my November list for DNFs. But that's all right. That's okay, because I think I'm going to start at some point this week one of those two bad boys that are sitting there, Ordinary Monsters or Babel, question mark? I don't know which one. I might leave it up to an Instagram poll as to which one I should start. But anyways, my friends, I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I feel like I did nothing this weekend, but it was like a pretty packed weekend. I had my friends over yesterday, my lesson Saturday morning, and then I went to the bookstore on Saturday and treated myself, and all sorts of good stuff happened, and you know, it's a weekend. But now I'm gonna eat because I just got home and I'm hungry. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks so much for hanging out with me this weekend. We'll catch you guys in another video very, very soon. What is this hair? Oh, it's from the back of my head. Okay. I will catch you in another video very soon. Stay kind and keep on reading.